there was a chant, the Bhagavan Nityananda, an arati that's done every day in temple in Ganesh Puri, India. Yeah, my computer, yeah. That's all they're doing, yeah. So, suspend our mind just a little bit. That we're not totally located in our mind alone. So we shift a teeny bit. And free awareness to become aware of awareness itself. And then we embody this awareness. We establish ourselves in this awareness. We become this awareness. And then we can integrate our mind into this awareness. So this awareness infuses our mind. We can bring our mind down into our heart. So in the tradition of Dzogchen, and actually in Kashmir Shaivism, and even Western phenomenology, are very similar in that they make a distinction between our mind and awareness. Stop it. Stop it. And there are two ways of knowing in these traditions. And one way of knowing is through our mind. And knowing our mind, we know beings and forms. And we know through thinking, and we know through feeling, we know through sensation, we know through memory, we know through imagination. And we know through duality, me and you, us and them. And we know in time. The mind knows time. Then awareness, when we shift to awareness, awareness knows being. Awareness knows being. That's what it knows. And being, which is no thing, and has complete potentiality, and can be experienced and known directly. Awareness knows directly. Mind knows through mediation with its thoughts or feelings, sensations. And awareness knows non-duality. And if you stay in awareness alone, you'll be in non-duality. And you'll be in the sea of being. But you won't quite know who's sitting next to you. That's why the real art of samsara, which is duality, and nirvana, which is non-duality, is integrating both. 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 Then through being, our own being, we can experience being itself. And through others' beings, we can experience being itself. And as we experience the sea of being, we can experience beings within and as this sea of being. That really is the essence of these non-dual understandings. Huh? And, though it's simple, it's not easy, but you may want to learn to suspend your mind just a bit and enter awareness. And then, as you enter this non-dual state, this place, it has a particular quality that starts to arise, which is timelessness. Timelessness. You don't have to become kind of Wahuka to do this, some kind of big super duper being. That's a myth. It's our nature to experience our own awareness, which is being itself, and its timelessness. And then we're also mind, so we're also in time. So we begin to experience this life, our ordinary life, plain old life, experiencing timelessness within time. That is a lot of freedom. Timelessness in time. And as you and I experience timelessness in time, a lot of basic anxieties dissolve like annihilation. Timelessness in time. So, with this understanding, I'm going to read a little bit of Longchenpa. Longchenpa was a great, great master of Dzogchen in the 14th century. And in no way do I equate Dzogchen with Buddhism. There's Buddhism, and within a spot, much later spot, is Dzogchen. And the same thing with Hinduism. Within Hinduism, there's a certain spot of non-duality and duality, and even in Western philosophy. As Namkhe Norpo, the great Dzogchen master, contemporary Dzogchen master, would say, Dzogchen doesn't belong to any tradition, and it doesn't belong to any culture. It really is the nature of our own awareness. This way it can be very simple. So I'm going to read a bit from Longchenpa. Now, you want to be in awareness. The only dilemma about this stuff, if you're not in awareness, it all sounds like gobbledygook. It's true. You read Western phenomenology, gobbledygook. You read some of Dzogchen, gobbledygook. So, you know how to do it? So, please mute. Hello? It could be an echo, too. That's not an echo. Okay. We're going to have to terminate you soon. You better mute. Mute now. Such power, right? This is it. Too much Trump. They've muted. Submission. Liberation through submission, right? That's how some people think. Liberation through submission. That's a real paradox. liberation through submission. I can just laugh. So back to Longchenpa. So we're going to be in this awareness. And we have a little bit of mind. But mostly you're hearing from awareness. So don't worry about the meaning of the words. Don't pull out your dictionary. Stay in awareness. To do that, let's extend to each other. You extend to me. I'll be more in awareness. I'll be able to speak more from awareness. We extend to each other. We extend to our noisy friends on the internet. We'll extend to our ancestors, mothers and the fathers, friends. We'll extend to the great teachers we have and know, who embody awareness directly. We'll embody different traditions we participate in our life. We like to take all the different traditions. And then we'll enter that particular dimension of our own awareness, the archetypal. And focus on the archetypal energy. Of time and timelessness. And there'll be some deity that personifies that, right? Like Kronos in the Greeks. So, a long introduction. So all experience is timeless spontaneity. And these words are attempt to bring you into timeless awareness without being bound by causality, thinking in cause and effect. Timeless spontaneity is forever present, and it's created by no one. It is this pure awareness. And this is truly the wish-fulfilling gem. Timeless spontaneity is the origin of our samsara and nirvana. It's the origin of us being in non-duality and duality simultaneously. This pure awareness of gnosis meaning knowingness, direct knowingness, has an indeterminate inherent quality. Indeterminate. It's almost like another word for potentiality. And it's a very indeterminateness. It's freedom as we access it. But as we first touch that indeterminateness, it can be profoundly anxiety pointing, anxiety arousing, because there's no reference in it. There's no reference point. And this pure awareness gives rise to everything and anything. It gives rise to everything and anything around you, giving rise to me chatting right now. And this room, it's always manifesting. And then within us, it's also manifesting everything. All these different experiences that arise, whether we like them or not. And this quality of spontaneity, big improv, is the existential ground, the timeless spaciousness of all experience. Then we'll pause. And without stretching for it or grasping for it, we can experience the arising of timeless awareness in us and us in time simultaneously. This gnosis, this knowingness, is a field, non-spatial spontaneity. It's boundless as the sky. It's unconstructed reality. And yet it's all-encompassing. This matrix. And it's all-embracing, integrating everything and manifesting everything. Everything is a self-manifestation of this awareness, this timelessness, manifesting time, us. And you and I naturally have this range of being timeless awareness in time. We're both the manifested and the manifester. It's inexhaustible. Let me touch it. And this pure awareness, this field, is ubiquitous. And its essence, its nature is spontaneous, unpredictable, and it's complete. It is always complete. It is the totality of the here and the now. It is potency, creative potency. And sometimes when you and I step out of our contained, highly determined mind, M-I-N-D, and we open into this awareness, the qualities begin to manifest in us as us. Timelessness, potency. All environments and beings occur, they happen, they appear in this spacious field. And yet, paradoxically, it's always spontaneous. It's never fixated. Religion loves to fixate it. And all events and they're arising within the scope of this gnosis field, this Gnostic field, this field of knowingness, this divine place. This cosmic field of spontaneous spontaneity. It's both openness and it's radiance. It radiates. The radiance becomes energy, and the energy becomes everything and anything. And this cosmogenesis is both macrocosmic, it's the vast universes of universes, unimaginable, and it's microcosmic universes. And pure awareness itself and its manifestations are non-dual. Pure awareness within us as our own awareness is non-dual, and this non-duality is manifesting duality. Being is manifesting all these beings, though this being itself is not a being. Non-duality is spontaneity. It is not fixated as some would like you to think. It's not dead. It's alive. Vitalness is essential to this field. Life. All is one, and all is oneness. And this oneness cannot be contrived. And the spaciousness of this field is uncreated. And the manifestations within this field are equivocal. Means one, completely equal, everything and everyone. Nothing special. Buddha beings and knowing and its qualities, and sentient beings' bodies and proclivities, all actual and potential environments and organisms. This is the nature of pure awareness from the very beginning. Everything and anything. And although spontaneity may be defined or thought as spontaneous arising of gnosis as experience, or as the manifestation of samsara and nirvana, duality and non-duality, in this existential ground, it can also be experienced as the manifestations as pure or impure, good or bad, right or wrong, true or false. And yet, in essence, it can't be differentiated. The moment of full awareness and gnosis may be experienced as clear knowingness of pure awareness, and as the manifestations of ordinary good or bad experience. So all experience is this gnosis. And yet even what happens in a moment of this non-dual awareness, say suffering arises, and then releasement. Suffering arises and releasement. And this is the experience of non-duality of samsara and nirvana. The non-duality of me and you within this indivisibleness. Suffering arises and then is released. And the statement of the Dzogchen Masters, look, if you think you're going to be free of suffering, it ain't going to happen. But suffering within the light of awareness is different than simply suffering in your mind alone. That's why Dzogchen and Shaivism embrace everything and don't take the path of dissociation. I'll read just a little bit from another chapter. This says, an essential instruction. Most anytime they give instructions, say, this is the big one, the essential instruction. The central revelation of pure Gnostic awareness, it supersedes causal conditioning and deliberate effort. It takes us, the view is not strictly speaking cause and effect. It frees us from that form of thinking and effort. What it's saying here, ultimately, you're not going to earn this. You with me? You're not going to merit this. It's the natural givenness. So you want to forget about merit, earning, and in that way it's immediate. And whatever appears as gnosis does not stir from the original face of gnosis. That means you and I are always in gnosis, whether we know it or not. And in this gnosis, which we're always in this face of gnosis, in a certain profound way, we're beyond positive and negative effect, causality, and moral conditioning. As we live in the transparency of the here and now. And it doesn't say there's not conditioning and determinateness that you run into or ethical action, but there is a dimension of timeless awareness that is uncontained and much more vast than the conditioned moment. In the indeterminateness of timeless awareness, as determinacy starts manifesting. But so you experience determinacy from an indeterminate place. Just like we can experience timeless awareness in time. And then the text says, I am Ahama, the thoughtless sky that is pure being. And unthinking, I don't think. And I take nothing, no thank you. And I reject nothing. I'm completely non-judgmental. And this my awareness, which I am, is space, vast space. And simultaneously, I am discrimination. So, feeling these paradoxes that we're holding in our. And then it says, in essence, there are no causes and effects. And this total presence is like an elemental space, and space has neither cause nor effect. Then it says this: Buddhahood is not realized through virtue. And if it could be, then this natural, unconditioned perfection that I'm speaking to would be a lie. Would be a lie. Samsara is not precipitated by vice. No apple here. And if evil doing precipitated samsara, self-sprung awareness would be a lie. And you read these texts, like the Song of Samantabhadra, and they start off with original sin that some kind of way you and I fall into ignorance because we're naughty some way or other. Ahama. Ahama, I am, is a mantra of this text. Aham. Unborn, undying, this awareness is. So we'll hang out in timeless awareness in time. And then we all can learn to, by being in timeless awareness in time, but you're probably in, but you just don't quite recognize it till you look for it a little bit. And then we can extend. Which is the great compassion, as Young Tang Rinpoche says. We can extend timeless awareness into time. Into people. We can extend it into a person's present moment. We can extend it into the past. And we can extend it into the future. That's a fantastic gift to suddenly receive the experience of timeless awareness. When you're suffering in time. And to the degree that we mythologize this understanding, we make it exceptional and special, it becomes further and further away. Or you think a person who is a teacher has it, it becomes further and further away. As Long Champa would say, this can't be institutionalized. Timeless awareness in time. The eternal moment. And yet, in time. the Gnostic traditions, whether those associated with Christianity or other traditions, they would like the understanding of pure vision. That awareness is a pure vision. Huh? And pure vision simply means it's open. Just open knowingness. And they understand that pure vision is not a function of having a pure mind. And certain traditions like to try and clean up your mind. Sort of like brushing your teeth, and then you eat again. And it's impossible. They really work arduously to pure up the mind, only think certain things, and then it becomes more subtle. Then it starts going down to your entire life, and then one state after another you're trying to clean up on. And it's impossible. Then you feel bad because you can't do it. Or you think someone else has a pure mind and you don't, and they don't either. Because the pure vision is the purity of awareness, which is always there. And that's why it is good to work with your mind and do a little CBT or change some of your thoughts. But the real shift is you being able to suspend your mind just enough to free yourself to experience your awareness of awareness. And then it opens for you, just as you are. Unworthy or not, and then that place actually infuses your mind. Not only that, but as you cultivate this sense, this seeing in you, you will also see this in other people and in animals. As you see this purity in this being, even if their character is wobbly. And that's really free and generous. The Gnostic would say, the blessed are the pure of heart, they'll see God, meaning this pure awareness is divinity itself. This timeless, spontaneous gnosis. Infinite horizons, vast and multidimensional. And it's unearned. One of the mythological personalities who supposedly brought these ancient teachings into this particular world, Gabidorje, supposedly came into the world after Buddha died. And he gave 3 phrases. Number 1, get a transmission. And a transmission simply means be with someone who has some experience of this primordial awareness. Now, fortunately, everybody does over time, huh? But that some sort of way two awarenesses are better than one. And if you focus on cultivating this awareness, you will meet people of all sorts, all kinds of traditions, who have a love of this awareness. Or you read about it in a book, or you've always felt this in yourself. You've always known this. There's nothing new I'm saying today. You've always known it. So actually it's really more like recognizing that which you are and you've always known. That's the real transmission. Or they say all empowerments are self-empowerments. And then secondly it says, have no doubt. Have no doubt about it. As you feel this, have no doubt about it. Don't erase it. And then the third is keep entering it over and over again. And a lot of the other stuff is decorations. With that understanding, we'll rub our hands together and place it on our heart, a gesture of sustaining your experience, whatever that is today. And then we're going to extend this to people we know and love from this awareness, from this timeless place, who are having difficulties. We're going to extend to their present moment, even if they're dead. We're going to extend to their past. We're going to extend to their future. Then we're going to extend to our city in the same way, into the present moment of the people in this city. And then to their past. And then to their future. And in those moments when you're feeling really stuck, without any possibility, I'm not talking about hope, but without any possibility, at that moment, know that you're in your mind, your historically based, locked-in mind, and then pause and go beyond your mind into awareness, into the timeless moment. Then potentiality in actuality arises, and the power of potentiality arises. It's not the power of positive thinking, huh? It's actually the power of the actuality of being itself in you as you. I'd like to thank everybody for coming this morning. Now next week, I think instead of this regular program, we're going to start early at 7 o'clock. And we're going to have a Brahmin priest here, Mahapatra, who's a friend, because a mutual friend of ours, Chakrapani Ulao, who's a very renowned astrologer. He's come here many times and taught. He was Peter's teacher. And very good friends for many, many years. He's a most really wonderful person. He was a student of Bhagavan Nityananda. That's why I was playing that chant initially. And his dearest and closest friend was Swami Muktananda. They were companions. He'd be in Baba's room going, asking some questions. The phone would ring, and there would be Baba calling Nityananda to chat with him. And, huh? We'd be calling Chakrapani, yeah. And really very, very fun. So we're going to have a puja, and hopefully he's still alive, and he keeps coming forward, and then it's a back and forth thing. Could go this way or that way in the indeterminateness of spontaneous time. And so we'll have a program there this week, next Friday at 7 o'clock. If you come at 7:30, that's okay also. And we'll probably go probably to 9 o'clock, but you can leave also early. Thank you guys so much. How you guys doing on the internet? Do you have any?
Well, thank you.
Who's talking? Good.
Rudy, this is Laura. Thank you so much.
Good. Do you have any experiences this morning? We'll chat for a second. Anybody have any?
Oh, yes, just the clarity of letting go of cause and effect. It takes so long to get cause and effect, and then, of course, you got to let it go.
Yeah. It's good to have it in your pocket when you need it, though, right?
Yes, yes.
How you doing, Kate?
I'm doing great, Rudy. The transmission, the long tempo was just fantastic.
Isn't it cool how these creatures come through, you know?
Just amazing. The stream is just so clear, just beautiful. Thank you.
And it's fun because it's actually non-local, huh? It's from primordial awareness. It's not this way. It's not horizontal. It's really from the manifestation. Thank you guys, and hope you can come online or here for the puja. It's an awful lot of fun. Thank you. Thank you guys. See you. Bye.
Thank you, Rudy.
Take it easy.
Bye.
Great.
Are we having Dakini Day tomorrow?
Yes, we will have the Kini Day tomorrow. We'll have a great time. 9 o'clock. Thank you for reminding me.
Thank you. Bye now.
Everybody had a good time today?
9 o'clock or 8 o'clock?
Hey, sorry, 8 o'clock. My mom's a little floaty right now. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock.
So good.
Thank
See
you.
tomorrow.
Bye. You're welcome to stay and meditate, and there's refreshments upstairs. Okay, you email me, and I'll give you the code.
At the
Okay.
consciousness.
Yeah, you know what you do? Give me that piece of paper right there. Okay.
Because
I'm
I
gonna
can
write
at
it down.
least be here till 8, so I could get some of
No, let me just give you the
All
code.
right, good.
There's no code on it. Okay.
Okay.
Let's do this. You're gonna take this piece of paper, and we're gonna go over, and I'm gonna give you the
All
code
right.
from over here. Hold on a second. Here we go.
That was great.
Here's it. I'm gonna get the code for you here.
Oh, here.
Bye, guys. I have to give her the code. Thank you all. Here's it right here. Clone.
You have a pen?
Yeah. Oh, pen. Yeah. We're good. Here
I
we
think
go.
I have it.
Yeah. Here we go. And here's the code. Let's see the code. We're gonna do the code. Here we go. Read. Take this off. I always have to do the whole thing step by
Yeah.
step. I never know. Okay. Here's the code. This is Zoom, right? And then my code is okay. 965
Mm-hmm.
801 6336.
6336. And it's Zoom.
Zoom.
So that's all I do is log on to Zoom and then
Yeah,
do the
download
code.
the platform with you, and I don't think it costs you anything. We pay because we have it for 100 people. You just have it for
Right.
yourself.
Oh, thank you. That's great. I'm going to really do that.
You take this up here. Thank you.
It's really nice down here, too. I like the sparseness.
I do too.
Because it's blanket.
It's a little more spacious
Yeah,
to it.
yeah,